Well, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about the Atlanta Community Food Bank and their annual Walk Run 2015. I'm here with Angie Clausen again and Brandon Sutton. There are a lot of fundraisers, guys, that are leading up to this big event next Sunday. And one of those that we got into, just Brandon talked about just a little bit, is the Dine and Donate program. We didn't really talk about how many restaurants. How do you find out if your restaurant's participating as well?
So there's over 50 restaurants that are participating in the metro area. So you can go on to the website, hwr2015.org, and there's a Dine and Donate tab up there on the site that you can find out a restaurant that's near you that's participating.
And is it just food, or is there more to it, Angie?
Well, really, it's each restaurant has their own system of how they're asking their customers to donate. Some restaurants have maybe a specialty cocktail that all the proceeds from that cocktail will go.
Cool.
So really, people just need to ask, how can I donate to the Hunger Walk Run, and are you participating?
And that's an easy way to make a difference, because we all eat out, right? So
Exactly.
you can do that. Now, going back to the actual event, there's some specifics I want to get into. First of all, we haven't really discussed the cost. And so get into that a little bit. We know it's next Sunday. We know it's a lot of fun. We know you're going to have perfect weather. Of
course.
Exactly.
Right? It's a 5K, and it's down at Turner Field.
Yep.
But let's talk about how much it costs to participate.
Yeah,
if you
so
will.
to walk, it's $25, and to run, it's $35 if you register online. The day of registrations will increase by $5, so it really does pay to register early and get your fundraising going early.
Okay, so you can actually pay online and save, or come out the day of, and it's a little bit more, but you can still do that, right?
Still do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's that option. And what about the entertainment and so forth that's going to be there? It's a lot more than just, if you haven't been out there, you may not realize, hey, it's a lot more than just a 5K.
Absolutely. Well, we have Big Peach that will be doing a warm-up with everybody, so that you want to get there early and have some fun with that. We have a group called Sounds of Essence that's there every year, and they'll be on stage kind of welcoming people back in with some fun music. And even along the route, there's bands and their drum lines and acrobats and jump ropers and all kinds of people to kind of keep you engaged and entertained along the walk.
Fun.
So.
And if there's about 18,000 plus people there, I would imagine you need to get there early. So tell me when the event begins and when you suggest they start showing up.
Yeah, so the gates open at noon. The actual run walk starts at 2 p.m.
Okay.
But get there early, give yourself time to park and have a good
Exactly.
time. There's food trucks. Arby's will have their truck out giving out food. So there's a lot of opportunities to have a good time before the actual run walk starts.
And Angie, you talked about some musical entertainment, and it's not just right there at the beginning, at the starting and finishing line. It's also along the route, is that right?
It is, and in fact, we have a group, I think 1 or 2 bands from the Jewish Music Festival, in fact, that is going to be participating. That's a separate event, but they're going to have a couple bands come out and participate as well.
So after 30 years of doing this, I'm sure you have some great success stories. Talk about what's worked well with this event over the last 30 years.
I think just the continued participation of the benefiting partners, encouraging them to use social media. That's one big thing we've done in the last couple of years. And
It's huge.
this year, people have really gotten engaged, and we really appreciate that, because I think that, the more we can spread the word, the more people, hopefully more people will come out or at least donate to teams.
Okay, and so social media is another way, if you're going to be out there, that you can try to get other folks to sign up or do some fundraising, encourage a large crowd, because at the end of the day, what you're telling me here is this is a substantial fundraiser and helping to fight hunger in our community.
It is. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year for sure. And, as Brandon mentioned, for every dollar donated, we can put more than $9 back into the community of food and grocery products. And that just really, it goes such a long way to help those who are just struggling a little bit, or maybe they're having an emergency and they just need some support.
So I need to understand the math here. I'm not a mathematician. But so for every dollar people put in, $9 back? How's that possible?
Well, with the food bank, that's sort of part of the beauty of what we do, is we have this buying power that we can take that money and go buy the products that we need. It could be, fresh produce, things like that, but you can buy in bulk.
Okay.
That helps. You can't go to, some of the local stores that do bulk sales and spend the same amount of money to get what we can get when we're going directly to a farmer or a distributor. So it really does make a difference.
And again, what items are most needed right now on the shelves at the food bank?
Well, I want to have one little plug. I thought about this
Sure.
earlier. We keep talking about fresh produce. Well, the Plant a Row for the Hungry program is coming up. Starts, as soon as gardening starts. So if you're a gardener, think about donating an extra row or donating any excess produce that you might be growing. But, anything really nutritious, and we really look for, low salt or low sodium, canned fruit's great, but don't buy the kind with all the syrup in it. The just kind of paying attention to the things that you want to put into your own body is what we ask for people to.
And are you
donate.
guys looking for volunteers on a continuous basis?
We're always in need of volunteers. We use about over 1,500 volunteers a month to do what we do, and we really couldn't do the work without that extra support because that's a lot of staff members we'd have to hire.
Right,
otherwise,
and if you want to volunteer, how easy is that? I mean, just to reach out to acfb.org, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, and
Absolutely.
inquire?
Yep, just
Okay.
go on there and you can put in your profile and tell them what you want to be volunteer for, what kind of opportunities, and we can reach out to you, or you can go and sign up for yourself.
One thing that I don't know the general public sees, and you guys probably do, and that's the end result of the impact that you have when you make a difference. Those families, what are those families, what do they tell you? I mean, how grateful are these families when they can come to the Atlanta Community Food Bank and put food on their table as a result of the generous donations from so many people?
Yeah.
When we do, Angie mentioned the mobile pantries, that's an opportunity for us board members to go out and see where the transaction takes place, where the food is actually getting to the customer. And they're very, very grateful, very, very gracious. A lot of these people will wait in lines, for 8-10 hours in the cold to get this food. It means that much to them. So they're very appreciative and very grateful.
So people can know that when they do, contribute, they really are making a difference
Absolutely.
in a family's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's in their community. I always want to stress that it's in their community, not just Atlanta. It's Metro Atlanta and North Georgia.
Right, and this goes back to all
reach
the
out.
contributing partners that you have, right? In 29 counties, what, like 600, I think we talked about?
Absolutely. That what they're donating to us is getting put back into those communities through those partners.
Is there anything like small businesses can do to help the cause?
Yeah, so for example, we had a fundraiser at Agave a few nights ago that brought in over $1,000 for the Hunger Walk, just based on a portion of the proceeds going to the event that night. It was a great opportunity for them to get some new people in the door and a way to give back to the community. So different businesses do different things to give back, but we encourage people to get creative and look at who their friends and family are and how they can help raise money for the Hunger Walk or for the food bank.
And they can even do team building activities if they want to come volunteer during the day, give the staff a break during the day, but do something to give back. They can sign up to be a volunteer in the Product Rescue Center.
Right.
And sort and pack food. So.
Right, whether you volunteer or whether you do a fundraiser or whether you come to the Hunger Walk Run, your heart should warm knowing, you're really making a difference.
Yeah.
And we thank you guys so much for what you do in this community for those that are in need. And thank you for being on the show, both
Thank
of
you
you.
for having us.
Thank you.
Did a
Appreciate it.
fantastic job. And again, the Hunger Walk Run is on Sunday, March 15th. So that's next Sunday at Turner Field. Gates open at noon. If there's going to be 18,000 people, get there early. You might want to show up around noon. And the walk run will actually start at 2 o'clock. Hey, stay with us. We'll be back right after this to wrap up this week's show. Good.